them. 100% accurate to every bump, to every bit of rubber laid down. Oh, there's not going to be much rubber laid down on the track at the moment. Can I also get a driver in the chat to let me know if this carries into the race or not? We have full wet conditions right now, and everyone is going to be looking to get out the pits sharpish here, because they will want to get a lap on the board and out the way. Because we've been talking about F1 2022, but F1 23, sorry. But there is an F1 22 league that is still going strong and is in Division 2 qualifying right here, right now. We will see. I believe we have a new name to Division 1 for last time out, I believe, for the Aston Martin team. Someone who just joined the stream in Division 1 Round 1 and just got chatting. That's the effect that streaming this has, and that's the honor of streaming this, because I know that I've helped numbers in this, which is not the goal. The goal is to produce a well-oiled broadcast for people to sit down and watch post-race. So hello to the VOD viewers. Whatever comes ahead, you will have already known the results, but you will see it here and now. I also will try and work on my race director production skills for the next game. As this is Matty exiting the pits to start the first lap. I have been trying to make it a little bit better, not staying on board all the time, because then the cars are just in your face, in your ear, just gritty. You want to be laid back every now and then. You want to see a Mercedes nearly half spin into a barrier in Zandvoort. You want to see it dive the front end into here. Grip, even in the wet. These things, 130 mile an hour through there. A road car in the dry would struggle to take that. And in the wet, this thing, he's blipping the throttle quite a lot on downshift. I'm not sure if that's just an automatic gear thing, or perhaps an ABS thing, because ABS doesn't actually, although ABS for me, it doesn't blip the throttle. Is what it is. Rules might have to back off here, and indeed does. Matty then will be the first to start a flying lap, as that's Andreas already out of the session. So a comeback drive on then for the McLaren. Let's have a look what happened to him. Oh, he's dead in the middle of the track. Campan, so close there. My word. Top three. Can't quite believe that. He's right in the middle of the track as well. How he's not impeded some people, I do not know. Matty, who probably did get slowed down a bit, struggling to flirt with the front end, not wanting to brake too late, so braking a little bit early. That was quite clean through there. Getting the tyres loaded up nice and early, that's the strategy, even for 18-inch tyres. You want the front tyres to bite. And with ABS you can get away with turning, braking and steering. So get the front end to bite while on the brake, dives the front down, provides you with more front grip. Lets the car rotate a little more because it makes the back end go lighter. All these things, all these physics, all the science behind these cars, making them the quickest four wheels around a racing circuit on planet Earth. And it powers Matty to 124.5, and Rules immediately breaks that in half, snaps it like a twig. 7 tenths ahead. We've also got some more drivers on a lap. It's an Aston Martin. Scalan coming to the line. Scalan goes P2. Apologies for pronunciation. Good evening, Mr. Mad Mark? How is the day going for the madman himself? Oh, I hope it's been golden. And if not, I'm sure the stream, I'll do my best to make it golden. As that is Kai to the top of the timesheet. By just half attempts, it looks like the track is improving. Ironman, yeah, I'd go out for like 5 or 6 laps Ironman, just feel the grip, my friend. Because there's not going to be much of it. Spoonie goes P3. Stewart, last of the runners, that's a Red Bull to the line. A51 goes fastest. Big time differential there. That's got to be some sort of setup for it. But if it isn't, my word, nearly 6 tenths in the lead then. That's all the drivers currently out setting their laps. Matty coming to the line, using all the deployment is an issue here. Yeah, smoke break. The hammer for the win. Work pal. Oh, you damn. That's something they let you do at work. For me, I get caught sitting down at work for 5 minutes. Like, I sat down to have my breakfast this morning. 15 minutes, I said to the boss, yeah, I'll take it out my lunch, and he starts having a go at me. He's like, how dare you? I'd say when you can go on break. I'm like, no, I get an hour. You told me before, if you want to split it up, you can. Bosses. Can't wait to watch the stream after. Again, I'll try and make it good. Stifling the first yawn there. Massey starting to pick up a bit of understeer. Just regenerating, seeing what he can do. Stewart 3 tenths up. Rules into the pits. Going for 1 try lap, which isn't the best way to go about it. Kai struggling with the front end 8. I think everyone struggling to find the slip angle of the tyre here. Oh wow. So that's interesting for me. It's if you're done with work, you don't sit down, you stand in the office and wait for more cars to get booked in. And most of the days you don't get work done until 5 minutes before closing, because the boss knows your limits and he will book slightly past them to make you push faster. It's a smart man, our boss. Our boss. My boss. That's wide for Matty. A regen lap here. Still the wet tyres. That's someone moving up the order. Is that Matty getting ahead? No. That's Stewart moving up to P5. Lando goes up to P1 then. Into the 122s goes Lando Norris. Get this man a div 1C. That is, quite frankly, dominant from Lando. He can just kick back and relax now. His masterpiece has been painted. Job done. No saying that. The rest of the field might have something to say about my claim there. So I've come to the line. Jalan. The line. Hey, Ironman. Look, this man's already pole by 8 tenths. What do you want? I know you want another title for Williams, but Jesus, man, he's rapid. He's absolutely rapid. Come rain or shine, Lando Norris will be pole position, and he will win the race. Again, though, there are 11 other drivers on the grid who will beg to differ from my claims and will push like crazy. Going out the pits. Have fun, don't crash. Third in a row. Whoa. That would be some feat. And equally, it seems like Williams, just Ireland, is just a magnet, a gravitas for driving talent. He's had the likes of Dom in his hype days. He's got himself, and he's a decent driver. And he's got Lando Norris, who might not be the real Lando Norris, but right now he's not. I think I'm seeing double between him and the real. Lewis in Div 2, running 2, of course, yeah. He's now racing in the top division. So they are going for their third consecutive then. I didn't know that. Got a question as well for any admin team watching the VOD. When are we going to do another Hulk race? I think we've got to do one. We've got to do one to, or just more social races in general to bed into the new game, because it's going to be a while before there are setups for each track, and I think we may have to share setups in the early days. Yeah, Mark, Dom is the man in a Williams, and he is a man who is absolutely rapid in any car, but with that Williams team it just seemed to put it together. Nah, don't know. If that was you in a Williams, I don't want to see what AlphaTauri is, because there is a psychological thing with cars in this game. It is a real thing. I say this a lot, but you feel like you've got less grip when you're driving a Williams or an Aston. Well, actually, you feel like you've got a lot because of how successful they are in this season's game, but you don't feel like you've got much grip when you're driving Williams. It just... Oh, big tap of the wall for Stewart. He gets away with it, though. My word, that was a little too close for comfort for Stewart EA. Into the pits then, going to bolt on a fresh set of rubber. He'll be on his way, but Spoony is finding time here. The Ferrari looking to improve on his current P6. If he finds just a couple hundredths of a second, he will bolster himself up the field, but that's really wide over that inside curve. He's flirting with the throttle to get it back down, flattens out the throttle trace. 8th gear to the line for Spoony. Moves up a position. Good stuff from Spoony there. Matty improved on the lap time, but it wasn't enough. He has to get out of the way of... No, he doesn't have to get out of the way of the McLaren. My apologies. See what Ironland can do on the first lap. See how hooked up that Williams is. He is the next driver to finish his lap. I'm intrigued to see what the sister car to our current provisional pole setter will be able to do. He's holding the throttle down as much as he can. He flattens out the trace yet again. Blasts to the line. And it is P3. Apologies, I zoned out a bit. So Ironland, we have decent pace here, but that does show, no offense Ironland, but that does show the track is starting to bed in a bit. The fact that someone can go out on their first lap in these conditions and bang out a lap like that. Just shows, it just shows. Downshifts on them Red Bull engines is just, you can tell it's a Red Bull engine just from how it sounds. You can tell this is Lando preparing for his final lap. We've got Rules on a lap, we've got Car on a lap, we've got Hammer on a lap. Oh boy, it's getting spicy. Mad Mark saying Dom's quick on a three-wheel bike. Hey, three-wheel bikes, I don't know. Try riding one of them with two wheels on the front, I tell you, it's not fun. Ironland holds the position, but does improve lap time again. Ironland stronger in the P3 position. We've got cars coming to the line then to finish their lap. A51 to the line, did improve, but starting a lap nonetheless. We've got Ferrari running the final corner. That's Kai. What will Kai be able to do? What will Scuderia be able to do? What will the prancing horses, 1,000 prancing horses, be able to do? Push him up to 8 from 6th to 4th position. His teammate down in 8th will be rounding the final two corners with Rules, current championship leader, favourite for the title as it stands to the line. Not an improvement, in fact improves by just half a tenth. Spoonie to the line. What will the Ferrari be able to do? No improvement there, so probably back to off of the lap at the midpoint. Hammer coming to the line. What will the Hammer be able to do in the Mercedes? Will it be moving up? Yes, it will. P3 for the Mercedes driver. Strong qualifying from Hammer, who is looking to increase his title hopes. We've got a couple cars coming to the line. That's Lando improving yet again. Again, just over 6 tenths on pole position. This guy is something else. And if we can have yellow flags, that's Hampan, he's gone off. He's got to be careful here of the Williams, of Ironland. Oh no, not Ironland, that's a Ferrari round as well. Oh, there we go. We're going to have it eventually. It's Spoonie round. We've got cars spinning as they push to the very, very limit. Matty rounding the final corner. We've got Kai rounding the final corner again. Into the pits comes Kai. So no improvement there. What will Matty be able to do? Starting a final flying lap here. Rules on a lap. Pushing like crazy. This is it. The front tyres overheating. The fuel load. The fuel light comes on. Flashing. He's got no fuel left in the car. And he dives in the pits. No improvement. Then for him, we've got Hammer coming to see if he can hook himself up another nice and decent lap. The Ferrari behind him has had a spin, so here comes Hammer to the line. What will it be for Hammer? No improvement there. Must have been backing off to start another fly. That's round for Ironland, and he's out of the session. The gears were just too much torque in second gear out there. Maybe third or fourth might have given a little bit less yield on torque, but just that Mercedes power unit a little bit too much for the wet tyres in these conditions, and he has spun out. A51 on Inces here. What will A51 be able to do? Is there any improvement? No, it wasn't quite Inces yet. We've still got Matty on fresh wet tyres. Going to be finishing his lap. Spoonie retires from the session after a little bit of a spin there. So then to the line for Matty, moves up to P8. Strong lap from Matty. So unless Hammer can majestically find just over 6 tenths in these last two corners, it will be a surefire Lando Norris pole position, and one that he will have earned in dominant fashion. Yet again, Lando doing what Lando does best. But Ironland actually only has to find just 5 thousandths here, 6 thousandths he has to find. No, he lost all the time. Lost a full tenth in that last. A51 indeed did run out of time. So then Lando Norris on pole position after quite frankly, you can only call it a dominant display really. It's just, my word, 6 1/4 tenths. What a lap from the Williams. I'm intrigued to see where that time is though. Let's have a look at Race Director. Have a look at few lap times. So best there, it's a 22.0. And best for A51 is a 22.7. 28.4, 29.4, 24.8. It was just better in every single sector. That was just 2 tenths faster in every sector. Lando isn't just quick in one sector. He is quick across the board. So then, that is an ominous sign for the race. For those who wish to challenge Lando, he is 2 tenths quicker than the next best in every single sector. That is levels to this game. And my question before this race starts is, can anyone pull the brakes on that Lando Norris train? Or will it just keep chugging along to yet another Grand Slam in Division 2? He barely races in this division. He's reserving here, I think. And he is pulling performances like that out of the bag. We have a dry start for this race, overcast. But my question, yet again, is can anyone challenge him? Or will it be yet another win? We'll find out in a minute. I'd like to see your predictions as well in chat. I saw some earlier for quali. I want to know what you think can happen. Alright then. Alright, let me load the chat back up to see these predictions. Lando is Div 2 now. Okay. That bodes very, very bad for people who want to challenge him. Rules will need to get as many points as possible to have a chance with Lando being Div 2. I believe he's just too good for this division. I think we now trial him in reserve as Div 1. And if he even performs mid-pack, get him out, mate. I mean, no offense to the guy, but, well, actually, this shouldn't come at any offense. He is just too quick for this division, in my opinion. And on a real note, jokes aside, it will kill racing. And we will just see Lando Norris dominating. But for now, he's in Div 2, and he is looking to prove himself and mount a title challenge. He didn't win Div 3 last season, but he didn't turn up for half of the events. And he was still a name in the title challenge. He didn't even turn up to the finale. If he turned up, he probably would have won by 30 seconds and won the title, but he decided not to. Maybe couldn't make the race. But Lando rules hammer. I'm going to go Lando hammer rules. Or, actually, do you know what? No. Hammer Lando rules. Oh, Aaron saying Lando first, rules second, Andreas third. Do you not know that this man crashed in quali and is starting last on the grid? And do you forget about the Ferraris? They both look like they've got decent pace here. Kai was saying in chat earlier that he's... Oh, hang on. There we go. There's the message in chat. Writing me off, I see. Yeah. I'm not. There is pace in both of them Ferraris. They just need a little bit of fortune and they'll find their way into the rostrum. A51 Hammer rules and I in fourth. Yeah. A51 is up there, to be fair. I don't know. I think top 5 is going to be Hammer, Andreas, Kai, A51, and I don't know. Hey mate, they put me in the Williams in realistic. Don't you go saying about the Haas. NFC saying Hunt is washed. I love the banter in the chat. Then I commentate on another league, LSA, League of South Africa, and that's actually where I got invited to this from. But the chat is, meaning no offense, they clearly enjoy the streams, they enjoy the racing, but the chat is so dead. And I have a co-commentator. I don't enjoy having a co-commentator. I like just me to chat. You know, I don't want it to be too official. I want this to be a chillax experience. But when it needs to be serious, we get serious, because the racing can be really good in this league. In fact, most of the time it is. Netherlands isn't a track I expect great racing. I said it at the realistic before I commentated. And if any of you can remember even a smidge of the last 7 laps, you will be feeling some sort of way about this race and the way this could go. As am I. I am feeling just the build-up, the pressure of Division 2. Equal cars compared to realistic then. It's the same drivers, same track, and the same burning passion to stand on the top step. But who has that fire inside of them? Cool head. Right, a heart, molten heart to win this. Who has the smarts? Who has the strategy? Who has the setup? There's so many factors in league racing. So many things that can go wrong and so many things that can go right. Luck is a big thing. We often forget that all it takes is a drop of luck to find yourself on the rostrum. And that is where slow drivers, or slower drivers, not slow drivers, that's where slower drivers find their way. That's a car Stuart EA onto the gravel there. That's not going to help his tyres. But that is where the slower drivers get their chance at the rostrum, and that's where they get a cool head on them shoulders, because being a slow car in that situation, from realistic, you know, driving on what I'd say is pretty close to the limit of my Aston Martin, finding myself on the rostrum, even if I qualified there, the pressure is immense. And all 12 drivers today will feel that same pressure. As we get the 5 red lights on, we go racing in HRA Division 2. Decent start from Lando, it looks like. Same for A51. Hammer looking to the outside, then Lando takes the lead. Hammer's going to look to sweep around the outside. All clean so far from the lads, heading down towards the banked corner. That's round the outside for Hammer on A51. That is a crucial move for his race. Further back, they're side by side scuffling. They're 3 wide. That's a little jump there for Ironland. Scalan and Kai side by side. Stewart has retired already from the session. There's Massey caught up in that as well. It's been spun round. Virtual safety car has been deployed. The race is now neutralised. So it's Lando, Hammer, A51, Ironland, who's got a little bit of lag, it seems like. Scalan, Kai, Rules, Hampan, Spoonie and Andreas. And Matty bringing up the rear because of damage on that car. So Stewart's race ended before it could really start. Started near the back. Stewart, ever the optimist, will have been looking to make a decent performance, but it's been stripped away after a collision with Matty, I believe. I wonder if Matty's got... Oh, apologies. I wonder if Matty's got any damage. Does anyone blink and go into the pits, put the hards on, go to the end of the race? Because you can do that on this track, I believe. Deg isn't too high as we are preparing to go green. Lando Norris will lead the way here. Got to be careful because you can't win races under virtual safety car, but you can certainly lose them with a drive-through penalty, and our drivers will be leaving a bit of a buffer as to not get that. Lando seems to have gone a bit down the straight. Green flags are out, no drive-through penalties, all clean. A51 all over the back of Hammer. Further back, there's a little bit of a gap forming between Ireland and the rest of the pack. Scallan, Kai, Rules, Hampan, Spoonie, Andreas all fighting tooth and nail within the same camera shot. This is insane already on lap 2. So we've got Rules around the outside. No way he makes that stick. He makes it stick. What a move from the McLaren. He goes side by side now with Hampan. Heading down the straight, we go on board with Spoonie. He'll have the perfect view of this. The front row seat to all the action. And the action in this case is Rules sweeping clean round the outside of Hampan, getting it done on the straight before the twisty chicane, but Hampan will look to respond. Hampan will not give it away easy. They're both on the button. They're both looking to keep P7 and get P7. Only one holds it, and that is Rules. Hampan though still all over the back of him. Not quite close enough though to make a challenge, but you have to say he is hounding the back of the Williams, pushing it round the corners, round the back corner. That's a bit of a snap though from Hampan. So maybe Rules will be able to gap him slightly here. This has been good stuff so far. Decently clean. A bit of understeer though there from Hampan. And Rules has bolted. Kai then, right up behind the back of Scallan, who's all over the back of Ireland, who's jumping all over the place at the moment. A little bit of lag for the South African, of course. Connection issues being thousands of miles away is a thing, it's a factor. So far not causing any issues. This is Kai all over the back of Scallan. DRS is enabled. The field is so much tighter than it should be at this stage because of the VSC, and that's allowed this DRS to sort of help people out. That's unfair for Scallan, and this is going to allow Kai to be all over the back of him. As we head down the main straight, we see him duck out of the slipstream, go down the inside. Scallan looks to defend, clean round the outside, and indeed does so. Good defence from Scallan, but again Kai is all over him. He's going to look to go all the way to the right there for this left-hander. Swing it, make a cleaner arc, less resistance on the tyres, and straighten out the car quicker, get on the power quicker. And that slipstream is very, very powerful. He's got a lot of straight line speed over the Aston Martin. He goes in a bit deep, gets a wash of understeer. You see the front end sort of floating about through the mid-corner. That is what we call understeer, and it is really, really hampering Scallan here. He cannot seem to counter it. As he's all over that curve there. Kai all over the curve. Got to be careful on the curves here. They do tend to kill, as Hampan is all over the back of Andreas, who has it was all over the back of Rules, who has Andreas to deal with. That's a little cheeky look from Hampan. He's put Rules offline, you know. Not quite close enough then. This is great battling. We've got a massive train starting to form here. But out front, Lando leads by 5/10 of a second. Hammer is closing. I don't think he'll look for a move here, but someone who is looking for a move here is Kai, A51. Hammer, sorry, no. I saw someone blinking up and down there. That was Kai passing Scallan. Further back, Hampan has been passed by Andreas. Spoonie will look to soon get on the back of this, as that's wide for Hampan there. Spoonie says thank you very much and takes it. Hampan, a poor few corners from the Aston Martin. He's lost 2 positions, so he will look to regain them. Matty on the back of the pack is steadily gaining. He was 2.8 off. He is now just 2.7. Never mind, he's back down to 2.8. So great stuff so far. Hammer really needs to pass Lando while he can here, but Lando won't make it easy. He won't want to be passed despite the tyre advantage. If he can stay ahead on hard tyres and stop Hammer from getting the advantage of them tyres, he will be in the green. But Hammer should only have a couple tenths of that pace over Lando due to Lando's raw pace around this track. As this is Andreas showing raw pace here. He's moved further up the grid. He started 12th, he's now 8th. And he's looking to make it 7th in the slipstream of his teammate, who defends to the inside and backs out. That is the ultimate team game. And wow, the sportsmanship levels from Rules then, knowing he's not on the pace, knowing Andreas has a better chance. That is just extremely good sportsmanship. It's side by side between Spoonie and Hampan. They pump wheels, they touch, heading through the back section. They're still bouncing off each other, heading down towards a roller coaster like triple right-hander section. And Spoonie just about stays ahead, but Hampan's got a better exit. Will he look to fling it up the inside through the braking zone? See understeer for Hampan. He's right up on the back of the Ferrari of Spoonie. He has more pace. Matty's had a little bit of a spin, which is what I blinked to as I saw this battle. This is Hampan's tyre temperatures absolutely through the roof. I can see they're 99 degrees, just about. I had to sit dangerously close to the screen there to see it, but Hampan, his front tyre's starting to overheat. Andreas looking all over the back of Scalan. He goes wide yet again there, late on turning for the Aston Martin, which loses him efficiency, means he's further up on the banking. McLaren being extremely good on team playing. Will Rules' adhesion to his teammate work in Andreas' favour? Will it allow him to attack the back of Scalan, maybe put him slightly offline so that Rules can dive past as well, because Rules seems to have the pace over him at the moment. Further up, Island sticking with A51 and Hammer also sticking with down the inside. What a, oh my word, that caught me off guard. That was Andreas having a very sneaky look down the inside of Scalan, who picked up some understeer on the entry phase of the corner. And Andreas, my word, ever the optimist, looking for that brave attempt, but Scalan swept clean around the outside. He may be struggling at the moment with his tyres, but that's not going to happen. Andreas looking to clean around the outside. Not quite happening there for the McLaren, but he is pushing Scalan through the corners. He is hounding the back of him, trying to get him to make mistakes. Lando defends right to the inside down the straight. Then he'll move left into the braking zone for turn 1, and he'll still be in the lead of the race. Scalan, here comes Andreas down the inside of Scalan. Scalan looks to hold it clean around the outside. Will he do it? He is still there. He is still there, you know. And they will go side by side into the banking, but that's wide for Scalan. And Andreas does exactly what I mentioned a moment ago. Put Scalan in a situation without being dirty, where he has to back out of the way. Andreas the bulldozer. You're not wrong, but he's been a clean bulldozer lately. He's not been doing much bulldozing, and he's been doing a lot of driving quick, but he's put Scalan in a situation there where he clips the grass, not intentionally. It was Scalan's mistake, but Scalan trying to hold it. See how many times I can say Scalan without mispronouncing it. He made Scalan clip the grass, go wide, and exactly what I was saying, he's made Rules able to pass him easily. And this is Spoonie down the inside of Scalan, side by side into the chicane. Scalan says thank you very much, powers out of it on the exit. They make contact heading into the final braking zone of this very roller coaster like lap. They're side by side round the final corners. They bump wheels. They are side by side down the straight. What a camera shot this is. And will the other Aston Martin look to get involved in this? We're 3 wide heading into turn 1. Hampan backs out of it. We're still side by side. Spoonie and Scalan, they make contact. Scalan gets swiped across there. Scalan, I think, understeered into the back of Spoonie. And his brave fight of P8 has once again lost him 2 positions in just a motion of a couple corners. Scalan now with work to do to try and make his way back up past his teammate. and the Ferrari of Spoony, who are battling it out and have been all race long. Hampan's tired, screaming out for help. You can see just the wash of understeer he's getting every time he so much as looks at that steering wheel. He just picks up understeer out of nowhere. Ironland, oh, Hammer actually, as his DRS been broken. This may be crucial to the race win. It has been broken. It has. And Lando with his straight line speed looking unstoppable here. Same for Ironland in the Williams, looking to make it 2 Williams on the podium. Not quite close enough to A51. They're struggling for straight line speed, but I think these two not working against each other right now. If they work together, this could be good. This could be good for the both of them, but oh my god, here comes Ireland. Of course, when the cameras shine on him, he goes down the inside and takes it. No, they're still side by side, heading into the triple right-hander. A51 holds it. Great defense from the Red Bull driver. This is great fighting from the two of them. They are providing yet more of a show. Lap 10. And my word, it feels like I've been commentating for hours. In a good way, that is. Ironland and A51 keeping the entertainment value of this race up and keeping the smile on the spectators' faces. So, forgetting what word that was there for a second. That tends to happen when I'm tired. So, oh my word, hay fever. So, Ironland is hounding the back of A51, but he's gone deep there, so A51 gets to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. Hammer coming at the back of Lando Norris. Lando will have to watch out because Hammer will have the undercut. Fresh Hards, although Hards have a very, very slow drop-off, Fresh Hards do have a massive advantage over Worn Hards, so I believe we will see Hammer start to close in and possibly look for an undercut here. That is the advantage of the optimal strategy, of the prime strategy. It allows for stuff like that. Yellow flags for Matty again. A51 really having to bide his time against Ironland, wait for his Hards to kick on, and then he can kick it up a gear and fly into the distance. Sampan still all over the back of Spoony, just struggling with the front end of that Aston Martin. Not enough grip there to utilise to pass the Ferrari, but that's a decent exit. A little bit of a four-wheel slide there on exit. They do seem to be closing in on Rules though, and that might make for an interesting fight. Rules, who's been gapped by teammate Andreas, who is on the better tyre. Andreas closing up now to the back of Ty, who's sort of been dropped by Ironland, who is closing on A51. Will we see a look and a move for the final podium position? A51 sweeps clean round the outside and holds it. Great defense from the Red Bull. He's got plenty of ERS as well. And for sake of enjoyability of this battle, I'll keep that ERS figure of Ironland a secret for now, and he will look to use his battery to pass these two drivers. Although battery is a huge thing around here, A51 does have an advantage. He does have an advantage on battery, and Ironland's got to be careful, because if he keeps using like this, he might not have much battery power. But also at the same time, he wants to make a move. Can't use any RS down here. Good tactical use from Ironland there. Hammer still all over the back of Lando. Full corner though, understeer for Hammer, struggling with the tyre temperatures, which I think Lando will on mediums, if rumours are true that he has a time trial set up. There we go, nose finally unblocking. Hampan closing up to the back of Spoony. We've got Andreas has closed in 2 tenths since last lap. He's in the DRS now, and he'll start to close in on the Ferrari. He has far superior DRS. Ironland just about held at bay by A51. But their battle will continue long into the future. Both regenning ERS regen quite high around the track. Hammer doing all he can with his title rival Rules very far down at the moment. Hammer will look to make up points, and he will look for this to be the season where he goes one better in the standings. where he finds himself on that top step, but there is plenty of races to go, plenty of races for him to make or break. As I said at the end of last season, this is the season where we see Hammer come out with a vengeance, and we'll see whether driving with that passion will make him a new driver or whether he will wallow away. I believe it's made him a better driver. It's not been much of an improvement, but you can see it. He just seems to hold himself with a little more confidence on the racetrack, a little more drive, and that drive is trying to fling him past Lando, but Lando just with so much more pace right now. It's a little wide for Lando though. That allows Hammer to check in by half a tenth. Ironland still all over the back of A51, who has to be careful here. They can't battle too much because they will invite Kai into the fight. This is Spoonie and Handpan going side by side, heading towards the banking. That's Spoonie shooting straight back round the outside, and he holds P8 for now. Handpan will look to get a better exit though. Handpan 6% the better on the ERS, but unable to do anything yet. He has to wait again to pass, which passing is very difficult around here with the dirty air. The tyres do get a little bit warm as they start to slide all over the surface of this quite abrasive racetrack. High abrasion but high adhesion, so the driver's looking to use that grippy tarmac to fling themselves up the order. Andreas all over the back of Kai, Ireland all over the back of A51, and Hammer has the leader Lando Norris ahead, and Andreas does indeed pass Kai into turn 1. He doesn't fight it too much. Kai unable to fight that one too much. We'll try and stick with Andreas here, but I think Andreas soon will find himself onto the podium position. So Ironland then looking to hold that gap. I think what he really needs is maybe to back off for a lap or so, let the front left cool down so that he can go maximum attack, because the understeer through that final of the right-handers is really hurting him. But that's wide for A51, and Ironland pounces. He's using a bit of battery here to try and get with the Red Bull. And Ironland, whoa, big slide, what a save from the Williams driver. It might allow A51 to check into the distance, but what a save from Ironland there. Just about keeping the car facing forwards. Kai's dipped out of DRS, but he just about gets it for the straight. Andreas sets the fastest lap. He is on a challenge. He is on a mad one. He has pace here. A driver whose pace we did not see unlocked in qualifying. We are finally seeing it here. Scalan, the first of the medium runners, into the pits then. It may be time for the change in tyre compounds, and this is where we've seen the fighting element of the race. This is where we see the strategic element of the race start to unfold. It's lap 16, and this race has been non-stop so far. We've got the dynamic, the fight for first between Lando and Hammer. Lando looking for another Division 2 win. Hammer looking for another Division 2 win. They're both looking to string together title challenges here, and only one can walk away with the 25 or maybe even 26 points next to their name and stand on that top step, which is the ultimate goal for everyone out here. Them two look the favourites so far, but Andreas, an outsider in the mix there. He's closing in on the back of Ironland, who dives into the pits. Andreas will stay out. Andreas recognises he may get DRS or a slipstream of some kind from A51, but he will extend this stint slightly longer. So we've got the leader and what was P3 into the pit. So A51 gets promoted to P2. Andreas gets promoted to P3. Rules and Spoonie, the hard runners, Hampan and Andreas, the only two medium runners yet to get into the pits. Hampan will look to get some kind of undercut on Spoonie. Pretty good stream to watch on Playing FM. Ah, thanks. I'll take that as a compliment. Some stuff dab on in the background. I do that with the highlights for F1 races, to be honest. And podcasts and stuff. It's always good to have a bit of background noise. And the background noise right now is resonating with the fact that Hampan cannot pass Spoonie here. He just can't find a way past the Ferrari, who had been a brick wall. They just put that Ferrari car up as the Berlin Wall in the 1950s, or whenever it was. That would have done just fine. That is a continental width of girth on that Ferrari. It's making it the widest Formula 1 car to ever be seen. Sorry, that Berlin Wall joke was a little bit diabolical, my apologies. But Andreas into the pits. Hampan will stay out and try and make the most of a hard tyre stint, because he knows he's sticking with the half runners right. Oh, excuse me, my apologies. He knows he's sticking with the hard runners right now. As Andreas, will he get ahead of Ironland? He has. Andreas has undercut Ironland then. But Ironland will look to get back past there side by side. Ironland is now ahead, back into net position, P4. But these two drivers can't fight too much. If they fight too much, they will lose. And they will lose out to A51, who will thank them for this fight. If it keeps up, Andreas squirming about to try and get tyre pressure, to try and get heat, and therefore pressure, and therefore pace into this McLaren car. The hard stone cold right now. As they start to warm up, Andreas will not want to warm up to the fact there's a Williams in front. He will want to see a Red Bull, and then he will want to see a Mercedes and a Williams far in the distance. Because although he'd rather be seen, although he wants to see the back of a Williams at the moment, it's just the wrong one for him, sadly. And after a poor qualifying performance, he will look to make his way up. Hampan finally bites the dust, says, these tyres are completely gone, and dives into the pits then. That is all the runners except from Matty into the pits. That's Andreas all over the back of Ironland. He looks to try and hold the DRS. Ironland will look to try and gap Andreas while he can. But Andreas' tyres are starting to get into the golden zone. Hard tyres are so much nicer on thermal degradation, on how they cope with the temperature, so you can push them more and they will give out less grip. But Andreas does indeed have a 5-second penalty. Is that a 5? It is a 5, but it's a 5 for speeding into the pits. Oh dear. That may hurt his result, but he will push on like it's not there, because ultimately that's what you've got to do. Thank you for bringing that up to me, Mark. Mr. Madman. That is Mr. Madman. Mr. Mark. Whatever it is. Thank you for bringing that up. As rolls into the pits then. Onto the medium compound tyre. And this is Andreas round the outside, taking what is an effective... Oh no, Ironland! Oh dear. Oh my word. Andreas has been disqualified. And that 5 might not matter anymore. What on earth has the game done there? Ironland's just gone in too hot, has clipped the back of Andreas and sent him spinning. And Andreas somehow gets disqualified from the race. What on earth has happened there? FIA, what a joke. Ironland sitting steady now in P5, but I'm sure there will be probably a 10-second time penalty post-race, and that's a probably, again, I say this every time, that's a car round. That's Spoonie into a wall. He's got to be careful not to get disqualified for going the wrong way here. He has been stationary for a while, so let's hope there's no safety car. He's got to watch out for his teammate now. Spoonie is going to have to dive into the pits here to get rid of them tyres. Ty has rules all over the back of him. And rules looking to get up a position. Yeah, Ironland. It hurts. Yeah, thing is, he had to reverse, because if he didn't, he'd just get disqualified anyway. But it was a crash ultimately that sent the driver out of the race, disqualified or out. That is a significant, in my personal opinion. But the stewards will review it. This is one on the stewarding team as well, because, well, I do give help out with it, but I'm not active on the team, because I like to keep any bias out, because no matter how much you watch racing, there will always be bias, and it takes a good steward to admit I might not be just. I might try and swing it in the favour of friends, which I've done before. They've sent me clips, and I've given them a narrow path to wriggle their way out, as A51 wriggling his way out the pits into a comfortable third position. Ilan off the back of that pack, expecting a penalty. Andreas, yeah. Heartbreak for the McLaren. And I will be the first to say this, Ilan will be apologetic to no end, because mistakes happen. And as I said at the top of the stream, he's still putting together the pieces to his masterpiece. And even if that involves taking one out of another person's for a moment, I'm sure he will apologise profusely, because that is not an Ilan-like thing to do at all. But yeah, he will continue to race, and he will drive on and try and make the best of this race. He probably knows he'll have a post-race penalty coming. That will be in the back of his mind, which doesn't help for consistency's sake. But he seems to be very, very committed at the moment. Ilan is finding so much pace, and it is a joy to watch. I'm not allowed to submit clips from here. Why is it saying Hammer's just come online? He's been online. As Lando has come out 3.5 seconds in the lead. Strong lead for him then. So it started to calm down a bit, but yeah, I'm not allowed to submit clips. But Andreas, if you did clip it, I do have the onboard and everything, because it was the focus at that moment. So the race seems to have calmed down a little bit here. We can chill out, collect the thoughts, and talk about the race as it unfolds then. So 1/3 of the way through the race, Lando leads Hammer by 3.3. Fresh out the pits on medium tyres. This didn't make or break for Lando, because he's got to be careful. If his front left does overheat, he will be in a bit of trouble here. But he'll look to try and take the fastest lap back off Andreas, as A51 pumps in the fastest lap there. 1:14.1 for the Red Bull driver. He will look to close in on the Mercedes of Hammer here, and it's not out of the question. It is a possibility. And penalties will be a factor in this. That's a car round. That is Gallant round. Yellow flags down the pit straight, and they are gone. So it's all quite a chill race. Rules may be on the back of Ireland soon. That's something we might get to feast our eyes upon very, very soon if this keeps up. But I think with the penalty of 3 seconds for Hammer, A51 is within a shot of position 2 in this race, which would be a brilliant, brilliant performance for him. He will have moved up, I believe, 1 position from quali. No, he'll go back to where he was in quali, because he did lose out on Hammer. You can see his competition down the straight, and he pumps out yet another fastest lap. He is closing that interval, you know. He is looking to close it down. He goes purple yet again. He's getting close here. This may be A51 saying to Hammer, look, you got a 3. I've got nothing. I'm now within that 3 seconds. You better get a move on, otherwise that P2 is mine. And that will give Lando a surefire win, but Lando's struggling here. How's that front left tyre looking, buddy? Warm, to say the least. 99. Lando is slowing. And gained a second in 3 laps. E51 has gained a second in 2 laps on Hammer here, and it was thrown down the gauntlet. Could we see an A51 victory here? Has he managed the tyre pressures right? Does he go fastest again? A51 is pumping out such consistent, strong lap times right now. That Red Bull is hooked up on rails with 4 tyres and a drive to win. And that is a lot of stuff to help him propel him as Hampan is actually closing in on the back of Kai. Wolves is actually dropping off Ironland here, so I think Kai is starting to overheat. Both these drivers as well are on the harder compounder tyre, so no issues with thermal tech there. We've got a race unfolding here. We've got battles starting to unfold. We had a little bit of a lull in the middle, a little bit of a lull. But Hampan is hounding the back of Kai here. And the race is starting to pick up in intensity. I'm starting to feel the goosebumps yet again. As the racing may soon follow in action. This is Hampan getting past Kai. Kai unable to fight that one. Unwilling to fight that one. And he's got to be careful here because he might not even get TRS to return in favour on Hampan, who has had a sudden burst of extremely strong pace here. His rival Spoonie very far back after the spin, and Hampan has been released into the pace that we saw, but the leaders closing has started to stop. Hammer has turned up the wick a little bit and has pulled back away, but is very low on ERS. Hang on, has he been disconnected? Has A51 been disconnected? Why are you not going full throttle? Huh. A51, let me know if you're still part. Yeah, just drop a message if you've been disconnected. Because the pace just dropped by. He just lost a second in the first sector, and all that hard work seems to have been undone here. He'll look to continue where he left off. How do you do that, Aaron? To clip the stream, so the VOD will be jeez, my word, sounded like a Looney Tunes intro right there. That caught me off guard. When the stream is finished, you click on the HRA account and you will see past broadcasts. Just find the correct title. The streams only stay saved on here for I think 4 weeks or 10 streams past it, so probably more towards the 4 weeks area. And then you go through, and then you do the little clip button, which is sort of looks like the thing they clip at the start to say action at the start of a scene in TV or movies. It's the best way I can describe it. And then that will clip the last 30 seconds, where you can then share it to Discord or share the link to anywhere. So you can copy the link. That's Matty retiring from the session. That's in a bit of a poor spot. That's a full safety car. This race has just been blown wide open. Now who will pit? Who will stay out? This is going to be interesting. Scalan will have a chance to get up to the back of the pack. Lando will now have a tall task to win this race because it looked like Hammer had the pace over him. And so we are going to get, yet again, in HRA, a late race safety car that may and will blow this race right wide open. The win is now anyone's to take. This has really hurt Hammer and Island, because Hammer, we know, has a penalty. It will have hurt Hampan as well. Kai already into the pits, onto the softs. Not waiting for no man. I think everyone else will go into the pits here. It's just a logical thing to do. It's the best thing to do. So we should see a stream of cars diving into the pits. Kai was the first of them, as he just barely passes the safety car. He's going to have to wait quite a while on the limit. Scalan as well. Nearly made up a position. Spoonie, no! Spoonie! Oh no! Oh, Spoonie. Remember, you can't serve that under drive, so I'm not sure you can hear me. But don't try and serve it under safety car. Spoonie still confirmed to get points. So Rules and Lando stay out. Hammer and A51 into the pits then. We have an alternate strategy at the front. Suspicious retiring. To be fair, Horch, the barrier is right there on the inside. That's right on board actually with Lando. Yeah, look, all you have to do is get wide on this curve, drop the back end, and it will spit you into that barrier on the right, which is exactly where Matty was. I don't think this is a Division 1 late race safety car incident. I know it may have helped Hammer's race, but I don't actually know the outcome on that Division 1 safety car. Was it deemed to be intentional? Because there's no way. Yeah, there you go. There is it saved for you, Aaron. Mad Mark has said in the chat, Mad Mark, I should probably make Mad Mark a moderator in the chat. I think that'd be quite good. I'd have to consult it with the higher ups first, but that sounds like a plan, because he's just always there to help. That's good for me, because it saves me going away from the racing, which, if there's no racing, I don't mind, but it saves me going away from the racing as Hammer. What? What's Hammer doing? Serving 5 seconds. Has Hammer just given up on this race? Has he just... Sorry, better wording needed. Has he just gifted the win to A51? Because A51 is going to have what I'd estimate is 3 laps behind 2 cars who are much slower than him. Ilan as well. Yeah. The circumstances of it were a bit shaky, Dom. I agree with that decision 100%. Oh, my throat is starting to go a bit. Hammer pitting to serve a 5, but in doing so, he's lost himself 1, so he's gone from 2nd down to 7th. 5 positions. Is that worth 5 seconds? I think it might be. I truly think it might be. It's going to be close. It's going to be even. Oh, thank you very much, Mark. It's a mutual thing. I provide you with racing, you give me a hand with the chat. It's a valuable trade offer. I think you'll get an absolute bargain here with the racing today, and it will look to be just it will look to be 100% off sale at the moment, because we've got 2 cars on the slower tyres. Spoonie staying out. Gonna try and wait it out, serve the drive-through. Collect the 2 points at the end of the race. Not much you can do, not much you will want to do. Lando has preserved the leading every lap part of the race, which he would have lost, but I don't think he's going to get fastest lap. That Honor may well go to A51. He's just been on another level since he came out the fence. I hope you're talking to Mark there. Andreas. I know I was gonna say I don't actually sound that old. I know I still sound like a child, like a teenage child, because I technically am, but you're referring to me? What? I'm 18, mate. Come on. Yeah, I'm 18. Safety car in this lap. I feel quite offended. I'm only kidding. This is what it is. Oh no. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh. As we go racing. Alright. Back to the racing action. And that's a little lift there from Rules, stunting the throttle, who has A51 all over the back of him heading into turn 1. A51 will look to make his way up into the lead of this race. He's on the optimal strategy, he's on the optimal tyre. He will look to dethrone Lando Norris, who has been on the pace. A51's tyre temperature management has been insane throughout the race. He's kept them mediumed in a very, very clean window while he had them on the car. But he will have to be patient here. He will get DRS at one point. And Lando and Rules will get eaten up here. Correct, Dom? As further back there is battling. There is fighting. All the way up and down the grid. Hampan. Hammer getting past Kai. And he will look to pass Hampan very, very soon. But I don't mean to draw my focus to anything other than the racing further back. But this is the racing at the front. A51 bullying the overtake to try and pass Rules here. And Lando going very defensive, as does Rules. They seem to have the straight line speed, but they don't seem to have the ERS. Not anymore. And A51 has been saving it like a champ. Very nearly into the back of Rules there. I'd be surprised if A51 tried it up here. He knows he's got Rules low on ERS. He knows he has a chance. That's rain! Oh my God, what is this race? It's raining! It's raining! It's pouring! But A51 isn't snoring. He's wide awake and he's looking to get it up the inside. That's a defense from Rules. A51's all over the back of him. This rain is going to create yet more spice. What is going on here? A51 all over the back of Rules. And it is raining. As Zandvoort, I thought the cloud cover was coming in, but I thought I was dreaming. We have rain. We have the droplets coming down on the halo. We have A51 looking to get past his McLaren rival, who has held off so much, so well. He's defended, but there is only so much you can do when there is a tyre advantage like this. A51 sweeps down the inside and ahead. And now Rules will have to defend from Ironland, who looks to go clean round the outside. What an overtake from Ironland if he can make this stick. But Rules says no, I will defend clean round the outside. They're still side by side on the exit. They touch, they bang wheels. And what an end, what a climax to this race we have here. We have rain in the last couple laps. We have a late race safety car. the leading two, the leading pair, were on suboptimal tyres, and Rules will just get eaten up here. He's got Hampan on the outside. The Aston Martin is going to go clean round the outside. Will he, or will it get held off? Kai will look to open up a space. So Hampan has been thrown off the racing line, and Kai will just stick it round the outside. Wow, wow. What an overtake this will be from Kai. Outside switch to inside. And Hampan ducks inside and takes that position again. But here we go then. Last lap of the race. It is all or nothing for A51. Will he take it, or will Lando take it? Both these drivers are going to be struggling to find where peak grip is in these conditions, and if it rains to the fact where these dry tyres drop off and where the DRS is disabled, A51 is just categorically going to have so much more grip. Oh, big snap. What a save from A51. That has put him out of contention a little bit, but this rain at least is keeping his tyres cool. That's one thing. As will he be within the detection point? He will be. So this will be very, very tight. He will burn every single kilowatt of energy he has to try and get past Lando here, who is led start to finish. It won't be the Grand Slam for Lando Norris. A51 will take the fastest lap, but into the final corner we go. As A51, no, he's dropped it! No, he's dropped it! He's round! He's primed it! No, A51! DRS has been disabled. This is a crossover point, and A51, no! He's dropped the podium. It'll be a Williams 1-2 on the road. Rules holds the podium. Lando takes the win, and A51 P5 at the line. No! Oh my word. Late drama, more late drama in this race. We had rain, we had the safety car, we had the leading pair on the wrong tyre. And then we have second place spinning out of it. A51, last corner. A pain I know all too well. As a professional bottle job, I know that all too well. It hurts, but that was a great race strung together by A51. He should be proud of that fact. But the game, again, the traction model just robbing him completely. If this was even a slightly realistic traction model, there would not have been a hint of wheel spin there. Lando takes it then. Lando takes the win. Ireland P2. Awaiting post-race penalties, I'm sure. But it is a 1-2 on the road for Williams. It seems like every time I see Lando be in this race, he's either helping Dom out to win a title, or he wins in a 1-2 in dominant fashion. And I'd call it dominance. It was actually Ireland had the better time there. Wow. What a race. This league. Give yourselves a pat on the back, guys. What a race. A few bumps, a few scrapes. And out of the chaos came a Williams 1-2. Rules P3 from P9. Great race from him. Kai as well moving up a position. Great race from him. He may look to get himself a podium, possibly. That's if Andreas fights for a penalty. Scalan P6 beating out Hampan. Decent drive from Scalan. After not having much pace, he recovers it. Spoonie with the drive through. And Hammer. What on earth happened to Hammer? Every point counts. That is just it. Despite having the late race issues, you still picked up that extra point and you denied Lando a second Grand Slam in Division 2 in under 10 races. I think he's only done about 3 or 4 races in Division 2 and he's won 2. I think he's done 3. He's 1, 2. No, he's done 3. 1, 2, DNF 1, and finished somewhere in the mid pack, I think. After team orders. Oh, my apologies. A51, just to describe it before I end the stream. Ironland just went slightly too deep into 1. Clipped Andreas. Andreas hit the inside wall, picking up damage on pit exit. And Andreas then tried to reverse out of pit lane. Because he was facing the barrier. He had to reverse to move, and he got instantly disqualified. In my opinion, it's a 10. Going the way of Iron, but the stewards will say their piece. Done for 1, 2, P3 or 4, and 7 in Spain, yeah. Yeah. I will end this off here so you guys can look through and try and find the incident. I think it was around lap 20 for people. Yeah, I will end this off. This has been HRA Division 2, Round 3, around Netherlands. What a brilliant, brilliant race. Great standards up and down the grid. A few bumps and bruises, but we got out the other end with another banging race under our belt. HRA is just continuing on the up. And we will see that yet again this Friday. I'll see you then. Bye bye.